yards to go. Out of the shotgun, Caprio. Mangus in motion, right to left. Takes the snap. Virginia sends the blitz. Gets rid of it. Right as the blitz comes, it's intercepted. Look out, going down the far sideline left. Trey Nicholson inside the 20 to the 16 where he's run out of bounds. And another freshman makes his mark.
From the moment Demetrious Trey Nicholson stepped on grounds as a Cavalier, the Virginia Beach native has been a model of consistency and hard work. But to understand why, you must understand his story from the beginning.
I conceived him. I was 12 years old, actually on my 12th birthday. 9 months later, I had him on October 27th at the age of 12. The nurses didn't believe it at the hospital. I had plenty of nurses coming in my room.
And I just know how tough it was, and the odds were always probably against me, but I never really thought about the odds being against me in that way. I just did what I was supposed to do. My mom, my grandmother, they raised me well.
Well, actually, it was very tough and challenging because I was still in school. My grandmother did help me a lot, tremendously. She took care of him every day so I could go to school. She got up with him during the night. My only duty was to wash bottles and make formula. I didn't know how I was gonna make it. I didn't see myself being a good parent. At that age, I should have not had kids. So it was very trying. My mother wasn't supportive. Unfortunately, she was on drugs and in the streets. So my grandmother did the best she could until she fell ill. And around the age of 16, I ended up taking care of my grandmother and my son. So it was definitely a trying time and a struggle.
With the help of her grandmother, Elizabeth finished middle school. She then began to work full-time and did an in-home high school program. Once completed with high school, she then began working towards her nursing certificate.
It wasn't easy, but it was something that definitely had to be done because I know in the medical field I'm guaranteed a job somehow, some way. I was failing at first when I first started nursing school, so I was ready to give up. And my son was telling me, don't give up, Mama, you can do it, you can do it. So I continued on. I did graduate, so it was times that I sit up all night and do work just so I can tend to them during the day. And I go to school sometimes with no sleep. And God blessed me and got me through it.
Major sacrifice. I know she was tired. Now that I think, at the time I wasn't thinking about it because I wake up from school and I'm tired myself.
The hard work of his mother would rub off on Trey. While not the biggest or strongest, his will and determination led to success in the classroom and on the football field.
Trey was the man in high school football. He was the man. Everybody loves Trey. The little kids love Trey. They see Trey, they think Trey is a superstar.
It made me feel good because I knew I was making them proud, and I knew I was doing something that, if you would have said that when my mom had me at 12, nobody probably would have believed it, and I had the opportunity to go to college coming out of high school.
Among many high school accolades, Nicholson was named the Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year. With offers from coast to coast, including Stanford and North Carolina, Trey decided to stay close to home and chose to attend the University of Virginia.
Actually, the only coach that did come and do a home visit was Coach London. He never let me know what schools he was thinking about. He never narrowed it down for me. He never told me. I found out when everyone else found out.
It was only 2.5 hours away from home, so I'm like, she can drive here, my family can drive here. And that was a big factor in me coming here.
In Nicholson's first 2 years on grounds, he started every game and played every snap. In his third season, he suffered a season-ending injury to his foot that would later require surgery.
It was very tough. This has been my journey. I never missed a play on defense, and now it's just like all taken away from me.
It's tough to go through your career and be a 3-year starter and then all of a sudden have an injury and then have to redshirt. All your friends graduate and then here you are. I can't say enough about Trey Nicholson. A very selfless individual. He is all about this football team just being the best that we can be.
Nicholson returned to the field in the Cavaliers game with Kent State, and with the Golden Flashes driving towards the end zone at the end of the half, Nicholson made a play that embodies his personality and physical talent.
Hawley with him in the backfield, takes the snap, time to throw a pump fake, another pump fake, throws to the near side, ball is caught, it's a fight for it. No, they say it's intercepted. Trey Nicholson somehow shovels that ball out and takes it away from Humphrey for the pick.
The ball was up in the air. He jumped up for it. I jumped up for it. We both kind of came down grappling for the ball. And at that point, I just figured it was just a fight for the ball. And I didn't hear no whistles. I kind of zoned out, didn't hear the crowd. And then ultimately, he kind of gave up, let go of the ball. And I got up with the ball and held it up to the refs. And that was a pretty exciting moment for me to be able to come back and help my team in that way.
Trey Nicholson, one of my all-time favorites. I love this young man. You look at a guy like him and you know the success that he's had. There's a level of frustration, but he also understands that, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger.
Even through the injury, Nicholson remained disciplined in the classroom. 4 years after stepping onto grounds, he walked the lawn as a graduate of the University of Virginia.
To see my son graduate was a big accomplishment, and I so wish my grandmother could have been here to see it as well, because I know she would have been so proud of him.
I was just happy that I can make my mom happy and my family happy. That's been my main drive. I always figured myself I would be all right regardless of what I'm doing, but it just always made me feel better that I know I'm doing something that's making my mom smile, my cousin, my aunt, my grandma. I wish my great-grandma was there to see that, but I know she was probably smiling from ear to ear up in heaven. I'm just blessed to, be here and have graduated and also be on the path to get a master's degree from here.
Trey is my shining star. Trey was my backbone. I'm his backbone, and it's like we know all we have is each other.
I just feel like any obstacle that I come through now, it can't stop me because my mom had me at 12, which is one of the main things I always relate back to. I'm like 12 years old. That's the only thing I can think about. And through all that time, then why now have something coming my way and stop me?
On the field, Nicholson is working to help his team. And if you think his injury will be a setback, then you don't truly know his story.